Hello there and welcome to our week-ending edition of Hoo-ha Sports Today. Hope you're all right and not having to handle a St. Patrick's Day hangover. Okay, today we will look at the weekend's matchups in the Premier League. But after 3 English clubs made it to the quarter-finals of the Champions League, sadly that English dominance could not be replicated by Liverpool and Manchester City in Europe's second-tier competition in the round of 16. Now, Liverpool met Braga and were chasing a 1-0 deficit from the first leg, while Man City had an uphill task to crawl back a 2-0 loss against Dynamo Kiev in the first tie. And at Anfield last night, Liverpool were disappointing as they were held to a scoreless draw by Braga, which meant the Reds' 1-0 loss last week opened the door to their exit. Post-match, Kenny Daglish shared his frustration, saying, "Putting it past the goalkeeper is more important than working him. You need creativity or luck to break down a well-organized side." He also added that we didn't have much luck over the 2 legs, and like any other team in the world, I'm sure we could have done with a little more creativity. Elsewhere, one temperamental player was to be the cause of Manchester City's exit. Mario Balotelli's reckless challenge on Goran Popov 10 minutes from the break made the ref show him a straight red card, and deservingly so. City did put a fight back, led by the ever-dependable Carlos Tevez, and put one back 5 minutes after Balotelli's sending off through Alexander Korolov from 20 yards, but 10-man City failed to trouble Kiev in the second half. City boss Roberto Mancini slammed his £24 million striker, saying, "The problem for Mario is that he thinks he could be a fantastic player, but when he does something mucho stupido like that, it is difficult for me, it is difficult for him, it is difficult for the team." He went on to add, "I am disappointed with the result because we deserve to score another goal, minimum. We played a fantastic game with 10 players." Well, the only opportunity left for City to pick up their first silverware in 35 years is the FA Cup, where they meet neighbours United in the semi-finals. And as for Liverpool, it'll be up to them picking up maximum points in their remaining fixtures in the league to have another shot in Europe. So, to the rest of the results of the teams that made it to the last 8. Rangers failed to capitalise on home ground advantage when they allowed PSV Eindhoven to progress. Elsewhere, great night for Portuguese football again. After Braga dumped Liverpool, Porto's 2-1 victory over CSKA Moscow gave them a 3-1 aggregate win, while Benfica withstood the French onslaught from Paris Saint-Germain and go through with a slim 3-2 aggregate win. Ajax crashed out to Spartak Moscow badly, while Leverkusen and Zenit St. Petersburg heroics on the night wasn't enough to dent Villarreal or new strong boys of Dutch football, FC Twente. The draw for the quarter-final matchups in both of Europe's elite competitions will take place today, with the Champions League draw expected to start around 1100 GMT. Moving on to more football, this weekend's Premier League fixtures features teams who are in high spirits and those who are certainly feeling a wee bit deflated. On a high, Spurs, who welcome London rivals from the east, West Ham. Man United, meantime, could find it tough against high-flying Bolton, as would the Arsenal, out from every cup competition this season and only have the league to concentrate on when they travel to West Brom. Other fixtures on Saturday sees Villa host Wolves, Blackburn take on Blackpool, then there's Wigan up against Birmingham, Everton and Fulham, while Stoke entertain Newcastle. If things go Spurs' way on Saturday, then it will be up to Chelsea to drop Man City down the pecking order in the league on Sunday. But earlier, Sunderland would want to display their creativity and show Kenny Daglish's boys how to do it. Meanwhile, Sir Alex Ferguson will not appeal his 5-match touchline ban handed to him by the FA for his improper comments on referees. The ban was due to start on the 22nd of March, but will now begin immediately as the squad requested. Smart fellow, you see, if he did appeal the process and if the decision is upheld, the ban would start on the 22nd. Now, with the immediate commencement of his ban, Ferguson will be back in the dugout for the Premier League game with title rivals Arsenal in May. And speaking about the ban, Ferguson said, "It is disappointing. It is the only industry you can't tell the truth in," quote unquote. But if you told him the truth, then you're a marked man. As reports have surfaced that Michael Carrick's refusal, or more precisely his reluctance to play in defence as a stand-in for the injured Nemanja Vidic and Rio Ferdinand, has made the midfielder fall out of favour with his boss. Ferguson is said to be on his final straw with Carrick. And after, as he told reporters, he didn't fancy being put in defence should he be called by Ferguson to the position. Carrick told reporters, I said to assistant manager Mike Phelan, I don't fancy that again. It is never nice to get the injuries, of course. It is disappointing when you pick up a number in a similar position. But I don't think we are that desperate yet, and hopefully I won't be called upon. With Ferguson reportedly planning to spend £100 million in the summer, speculation is growing that Sunderland's Jordan Henderson, reportedly worth £15 million, is high on Ferguson's wish list and is willing to offer Carrick as an exchange to sweeten the deal. Doesn't he look like a blonde version of Gareth Bale? And doesn't Carrick know that you do not defy the Scottish godfather? Guess sometimes you just got to learn the hard way. Well, it's just still some months away before we really know who's moving out and who's moving into Old Trafford. But what I do know is that the weekend is upon us, and that just leaves me to say to have a great sporting weekend ahead. We'll catch up with you on Monday. Till then, from the team at hoohaa.my, I'm Patrick saying it's bye for now.